Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the week of October 8th through 21st, I should say, 2024. It's a 2-week period of time. This is a reading if you are Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, or if you have another significant Cancer placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you are returning, welcome back. This is done according to the 12 houses of astrology. So I'm using the meanings of the 12 houses to interpret the cards. Our main deck that we're using is Marihote's Way of Cartouche. Our secondary deck that we're going to use to clarify is the Halloween Tarot this week, is the one that we're using. And I also have my Norse runes as a little oracle pull that we will do at the end. If you're interested in knowing more about my work, please check my link in the description box below for my website. Also the link to my social media. I'm mainly on Instagram. I do a daily live stream where I also do a tarot reading. And probably every few days or so, I upload all those here to YouTube as well for anybody who wants to catch up on them here. And also my channelings of Archangel Azrael. And there may be some other stuff too, some other class stuff and things that may be posted on this channel. So yeah, so actually if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you may want to consider subscribing, and of course just if you can give a like, and if you feel like it, a comment on the video. That all helps the channel to be visible and to grow. So okay, so let's just get straight on to your reading. October is a very complicated and intense month with regard to the astrology. For you in particular, Cancer, there's a lot of fire happening in your signs. There's going to be a full moon in Aries. Mars is actually in your sign of Cancer right now. So it can be creating a lot of explosions. So you have to be, these could be emotional explosions, these could be anger, this could be, having to kind of watch what you say to people, because it could be, there could be things that are very easily taken the wrong way when this comes up. And there's also, and Mars is going to be in opposition to Pluto, and it's also going to be conjunct Jupiter retrograde at some point as well. And again, these tend to be, at least on a global scale, these tend to be very, very potent aspects that can bring about a lot of challenges and can escalate things that are a bit heated. Because also the moon, it's going to be the quarter moon, but next week the moon is going to be opposing Pluto in Capricorn as well. And Pluto is going to be going direct again. Plus we have a whole lot of omens in the sky between comets, potential supernovas, this asteroid that's functioning as kind of a second moon right now. And we've got the 4 gas giants that are all lining up together, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. There's a lot going on this month that just, certainly in ancient times, this would have been a very cataclysmic time in terms of omens. So, so a lot to, excuse me, to pay attention to right now. So let's just take a look at your reading and what's going on here. Okay, this is very interesting. Wow, I'm just looking straight out at your 4th house here. This is your house of your home and security house. This is the Cancer house, your own energy. We have Bast right out the gate. Now, Bast is a card of happiness. It's a card of behaving with care and caution, giving as you wish to receive. Tends to be a very social card as well. But we have it with the Tower. So there's going to be a shakeup. Shakeup in your security, a shakeup in your home sector. Things are going to be, so I feel like this is saying you need to be kind of cautious in how you navigate things. As I mentioned, Mars is in your sign, and for you, this is almost having the functioning like Uranus. It's something that is coming in and can unexpectedly shake things up. You can have awakenings, rude awakenings on things. This could have to do with family. Could also have to do with something just in your home, or just something that maybe you've been very secure in. There could be some news or a shakeup or a discovery. But whatever it is, this is telling you give as you wish to receive, and joy and happiness will be yours. So yeah, interesting here though. There definitely seems to be some shakeups. It seems to be some communications here. Buckle of Isis is in the 3rd house. These are messages that are going back and forth. So Buckle of Isis is a message of, it's basically saying that there's an effort that you're making. Is it going to be rewarded? Now we have that with the Hierophant. So this is somebody who's some kind of an authority, usually a spiritual authority. But there's definitely the idea here of this, or maybe, like I said, somebody acting as an authority. This could be an educational authority, could be a spiritual authority. but there does seem to be some kind of work or some kind of communication being done here. This is Taurus energy. So I don't know. It's got this Hierophant to me is more, like I said, this is either the religious leader or this is the mentor. There's somebody here, and I don't know if you're serving the function of a mentor or if another person is with you, but whatever it is, there's this idea of sacrifices that you're making in some kind of communication or some kind of effort that might be related to speaking, communicating, writing, maybe even podcasting or something like that. Something that you're doing that's going to be rewarded, maybe even something where you're seen as a bit of an expert here on something. Now, okay, I'm looking straight across, though, at the house of long-distance travel. Now, you have water here, which does seem to indicate long-distance travel, but we have it with the Five of Swords, so I don't know. There may be reasons to take care on a long trip. Five of Swords says to me that there could be a sense of feeling defeated about something or feeling that there's some kind of a limitation on something that you're doing. So this may be something where, I don't know, sometimes there's envy involved when this card comes up, but I just feel like there's something, like you're either want to take a trip or you're taking a trip. Usually water indicates that you are, but that you're going to be facing some kind of a limitation. So just keep that in mind. We're not in a retrograde period for Mercury, but nonetheless, there does seem to be some caution that you want to have around travel. And I'm not quite, again, what the limitation is could be different for different people. If you're not traveling, this is certainly the house of higher ed and expanding your horizons. And again, there just seems to be this idea that there's some kind of a limitation that you have on something, something that's making you feel either limited or just feeling defeated. Okay. So I don't know. This definitely, it seems like there's a need to move away from difficulties. Again, whether this means literally traveling or just trying to go with the flow of things. There's actually a couple of things here that seem to suggest that you need to go with the flow. And what's interesting is that the number 4 is showing up in both places. So I don't know if there's something that's going to happen in 4 days, 4 weeks. But whatever it is, there's I don't know. There seems like there's going to be potentially some kind of a shakeup. Maybe there's something here that's going to make you feel limited in some way. So yes, I don't know. This is definitely, I would say that I would interpret that as this is not a period of time where there maybe is going to be a whole lot of forward progress on things, or maybe you just have maybe saying you have a defeatist attitude about something, or maybe you just feel tired and defeated. And you want to, this could impact other things where you're trying to branch out. Your first house here, you do have Horus with the Knight of Pumpkins or Knight of Pentacles. So, certainly you are presenting a face that's very, friendly, that people like, people gravitate towards. You are somebody who has, a certain charm and charisma that people would like to see. And Knight of Pentacles, though, there's a sense of trying to do things slowly, like one step at a time. So I feel like there's definitely a need for you to ground here. There may be certain things going on where you feel like grounding is what's important here. Grounding and doing one thing at a time, being a little more practically focused. Cancer tends to be a very emotional sign, so there may be here a lot about just keeping yourself grounded and focused. Like overall, so far, I'm feeling like that's the main message for you. There could be some worries about money here. You do have this 9 of Swords, but you have it with Isis. So I don't know if this is money that's being spent, for somebody's mother, if this is a kind of money that you're giving to somebody out of compassion, that you're trying to help. There's a strong motherly, nurturing element to this card, which is something that is really a trait of your sign. Is this, because the 4th house is the mother, the 4th house is Cancer. And to have it with this, there just seems to be a lot of worries. So I don't know if maybe you've been spending money on somebody lately, and this is causing you concern or worry. Or maybe there's been worries about whether or not certain monies are coming in. If that's the case, this could also be a card of patience. And this will soon be, this could be something where you are being asked to be patient and to persevere just patiently with a particular situation. But yeah, it does seem like there has been some anxiety about this. And maybe it's connected to a trip. I don't know. Maybe there's money that's been spent on a trip or something in connection with it, and there just seems to be a lot of worry and anxiety about that right now. And I don't know if some of you, this is going to involve a move or not, because like I said, we do have the Tower in the 4th house. So I don't know if this is a shakeup in terms of where you're living or what's happening, but I don't know. Those things could be connected for some of you. Not necessarily for all of you, but I feel like maybe for some of you that is. Okay, let's move on to your work situation. Okay, so yeah, there's Sphinx here, which indicates you have a tendency to kind of hang back right now and maybe not asserting yourself with something. But we have it with the 3 of Pumpkins. So there's definitely this idea of collaborating on something, okay? There seems to be some kind of a collaboration where your work is being recognized and perhaps you are spending time collaborating with others. But we have the Sphinx here. So again, there's this idea of passivity, of hanging back. Maybe there's something that you're collaborating on, and maybe you've been taking a more passive role right now in whatever it is, or maybe you've been taking time out to think about some things. If I look up here, oh, and also this is the house of health as well. So I don't know. Sometimes Sphinx can indicate secrecy about a health matter, or something here that you're, I don't know. This 3 of Pumpkins definitely would have the idea of collaboration. So I don't know if there's something where you're working on health issues with multiple people or something like that. That occurred to me that could be part of this as well. But I feel like this is more work oriented. Yeah, and in your actual career house, yeah, we've got this stalemate here. We've got this 2 of Bats. So there just feels like in the work area, there's not a lot of forward movement right now. I mean, Thoth does seem to indicate, now for some of you, this could be academic work, because Thoth does have to do with academics, or it could be legal work. There could be something like that is in play here in terms of your career. But Thoth also really is a matter of timing, of divine timing, of things coming together at the right time for you. And the 2 of Swords here is there's this card of, like there's almost like a stalemate here. Like I feel like you're at a point where you're just trying to, you're not necessarily looking to change anything right now. You just want a peaceful situation. And, but it seems like whatever that is, at some point, this does feel like a decision has to be made on something very, very soon, or something has to move forward. And this seems to indicate that everything is coming together in its proper time for you. Now, if I look at creativity, I'm just going to look at this. This can also be the house of love affairs for some people, but the 5th house, this is a card of, in the 5th house, I would look at this as a card of writing, somebody who's writing something, or speaking, or doing something creative that involves either speech or writing. Okay, that's what I'm seeing with air right here. Something involving creativity with words. So something like that may be going on. And we have the 9 of Cups here, so this is really good. So this indicates something very, very satisfying with regard to that. Maybe creative work is something that's going to be more satisfying for you right now, doing that. Now, if this has to do with a relationship or a love relationship for people who are single, this could indicate maybe there's a friend who you are interested in, because this is often more of a card of friendship than of love. But there could be a friend who makes you really feel happy, makes you feel satisfied, might be a wish fulfillment. For some of you, something like this could be on the table, though if I look at the 7th house of Libra, which is where we're talking about relationships, we do see something this is Saturn energy, so this is something that's going to take time to build. So there could be a friendship, and there could be something that, maybe it's something that you're going to get your wish, but something is being built right now. We have the 8 of Bats here, or the 8 of Swords, so there definitely seems to be the sense that somebody's up in their head about something, feeling stuck, things are not moving ahead. And basically, I feel like that in order to move ahead, this is very good, practical earth energy. This is air, so I feel like there needs to be less talk and more action in a particular situation. But even so, even with action, this is something that's going to be where quality is important here, taking time to build this. Now, if you're already married, this could have to do with your marriage situation, or this could have to do with some kind of business partnership or contract as well. But there's some situation where there's too much thinking going on and maybe not enough action. Okay, so where else are we here? Let's look at your 8th house. This is transformations. Okay, yeah, you're coming into some kind of truth here. We have Justice. Now, Justice is also a good card. If you feel like things have been unfair, it does seem like there's going to be fair dealings. We do have Sirius here, so I don't know if some of you are dealing with physical issues of some kind that are transformative. I feel like this Five of Bats might have something to do with that too. Like there could be some kind of physical limitation here. I mean, on the health front, this isn't a terrible set of cards to get on the health front. Because sixth house has to do with, it's Virgo, so it has to do with health, and it also has to do with service and work that we do. So I don't know. I mean, there's a definite wait and see attitude on something here, but I'm not seeing anything really dreadful here. But Sirius can also just indicate a lot of mental stress and needing to take the rough with the smooth, knowing how to negotiate difficult situations. And justice also is about finding balance. And I think that may be kind of where you're at right now. You just, not only do you want to be in a space with truth and fair dealing, but also in a space where you're feeling balanced. Now let's look at your area of friendship here. This is the Aquarius house. This is the 11th house. This also has to do with what you're trying to manifest. And yeah, Nephthys, okay, Nephthys indicates something that's hidden, or something that's not coming to light yet, or has not happened yet for you. But we have this Knight of Bats. So I don't know if this means that there's sharp words, or there's criticism from a friend, or something like that, or or maybe there's some kind of a hasty action that's being made. Now, whether you're the one doing it or whether they're the one doing it, I don't know. But there's a sense of wanting to act in haste, or something in connection with a friendship that's happening, that where a very hasty decision or something hasty is done. But Nephthys seems to indicate that, I don't know, there's something has not happened yet, or there's information that's missing here. Okay. So there's, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Nephthys is actually a card of prevention. That's the word that's coming into my head right now. So I almost feel like there could be an altercation that's been prevented in some way. And, you know, through either non-action or just keeping things to himself. So whether or not you've got an annoyance with somebody and you're just like, okay, I'm just going to keep it to myself here, or whether or not the situation is reversed. Really, it can go either way. It could be that you acted in haste. It could be that they did. But whatever it is, it does seem like ultimately, like, nothing's going to come of it. Like, I feel like that's what Nephthys has to do with. So seems to be a situation that could have been tense. And that's an interesting thing that I've noticed this month on a global scale, is that this Mars and Cancer energy and all of the other aspects, which have the potential to be majorly explosive, to be, you know, gasoline being poured on fire. Now, mind you, I'm only recording this on October 6th, and we still have, like 25 days left to the month. But I do feel like there's been a lot of potential for massive escalation of certain things that has been thwarted. Something that could have been a huge issue has been kind of, you know, cut off at the pass. So what it also may be saying to you, if you're in situations where you feel like you're ready to jump the gun or be short or make a hasty decision, that maybe you're better off not right now, like kind of backing off and waiting on something. There's a lot here in terms of work and communications and so forth, where you're maybe better off just waiting rather than taking action right now on something. Okay. So let's look at the 12th house. Okay, so you have the Seven of Ghosts here. Okay, so this is a card of confusion, and in this it's very Piscean. So this has to do with the aspect of the house of Pisces, where you either think there's a deception, or you think that you're just not seeing the reality of the situation. And so it's interesting that you have Justice over here, about seeing the truth of something. And this has to do with a relationship of some kind, or some kind of partnership or working situation, where you're not really sure you know what's going on, or that you're seeing the truth of something. There seems to be some kind of a worry or concern about that, that you're not really, that you're not seeing the full picture. But the fact that I'm seeing Justice over here does seem to indicate that if there's a situation where truth, or maybe even justice or fairness is required, that you're going to see what that is. But right now, I just feel like you've been in a place of confusion. Like right now, you're just trying to kind of keep a balance, hold where you are. It does seem like there's just some things that are either where you felt very severely curtailed or limited, or maybe where you feel like things might be falling apart, or you've had worries. Maybe, you've been inclined towards impulsive action, overthinking. I mean, there's a lot of that kind of energy in this reading, but we do have Pyramid with Strength overall. So Pyramid seems to indicate this is a situation that's going to be resolved with time. Again, just like we have up here, I feel like it's something that maybe in the next couple of months will be resolved. We have the Strength card here, which is Leo energy again, but this is, again, having the strength and sticking to what you feel is ethically the right thing to do. I mean, Strength is definitely about ethics. It's about this is about, and it's interesting, this one, I think it's interesting that they have the Leminskit or the infinity sign. Normally it's over the head of the woman, but instead this is kind of printed on a curtain here. I just noticed this. So Strength is really about go with the flow. I mean, Strength is very much like this Sirius card here. It's this idea that you having the strength to pull through things, having to endure the rough with the smooth, and basically just sticking to what you know is right is really what this is saying. And with Pyramid, again, there's something of a test. It's almost like an initiatory period where the confusion that you're having right now is going to lead you to a new place. Now, let's see what the runes say. Okay, we have Wunjo, but we have it in reverse. Okay, now Wunjo is the rune of joy when it's upright. Okay, this is one of the best runes you can get. When it's reversed, this is almost, I think the way Ralph Blum described this rune was, he said it's almost like you're in the delivery room and you're concerned about what the new birth is going to look like. There's an anxiety, like as you pass from one phase to the another, there's a moment of danger, right? That happens when you are transitioning from the old to the new. So that seems to be where you're at. Now, the nice thing about Wunjo upright, it not only brings joy, but it brings clarity. So it does kind of fit in with the theme of justice in your 8th house. So there definitely seems to be this sense that you are going to receive, you are on the road to receiving clarity and joy, but you're not there yet. And right now, this could be leading to a sense of danger right now. But the thing is, it's saying you have to kind of move into whatever the danger is. And if you move through it, then you eventually move away from it. If you try to run away from it, then it almost like it moves towards you. You're at a stage where, and I guess labor is probably a good example. And I'm not suggesting that anybody's literally pregnant here. I mean, maybe somebody is, I don't know. But this has more to do with the idea that if somebody starts to give birth, if you're a pregnant woman and you're starting to go into labor, you can't just say, you know what, I don't really want to go into labor now. I'm going to quit. Like, you can't do that. It's too late. You can't do that. You gotta go through with it. And so it's like, yeah, you're kind of going through that. If that's what this reversal usually means. So I don't know. I mean, it seems like you've been having a bit of a tough year, Cancer, but it does seem like there's going to be some balance that's going to be coming in. Maybe not quite in this period of time, because again, Mars is in your sign and is, creating oppositions with Pluto. The moon, which is your ruling planet, is also in opposition to a lot of things, and also has this second asteroid that's kind of moving around with it right now. There's a lot of influences energetically that are not going to make, you tend to be a very sensitive sign, so it's not necessarily going to make that aspect very easy for you. So I think what it's advising is that you just want to get focused on what your work is, on what your creative work is, and also doing things one step at a time. Now, creative work, whatever that means for you. Yeah, there's a lot of realizations here and things. And yeah, there is a trip that's coming up is what it looks like, but there could be some limitations with respect to that trip. So just be aware of that. But overall, like I said, I'm not seeing a catastrophe overall. I'm just saying it's kind of a challenging time that you will get through. So hopefully this was helpful, Cancer. If you did enjoy this video, again, if you could give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.